the greatest real estate agent I ever knew. Last night, I haven't got all the detail, but it was hi Craig, hi Joanna, hi Vivek, hi Nato, hi Glenn, hi to everyone. Hannon, how you going? Hannon, how you going? Good to see you. You're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn here. We're on YouTube. We're on Periscope. I'm using StreamYard. And good day, George. Good day, Duncan. Good day, everyone. The greatest real estate agent I knew. My first real estate boss, my friends. My first real estate boss, I believe, slipped overnight in an accident and has passed away. The gentleman's name is John Owsnett. He was, of course, the owner of the business, Chambers Fleming Padstow. In fact, I'll bring up his name so you're all clear on who the great man is. Have I got his name here? I don't have it here. In fact, what I'll do is I'll actually put it up here. You all need to know who the great man is. The greatest of the greatest. The greatest of the greatest. John Owsnett, my friends. John Owsnett, my friends. There we go. We press save now and we bring it up here. That's the man there. That's the man there, John Owsnett. When I was 20 years of age, approximately, my friends, I got a job working at a company called Chambers Fleming Padstow, the professionals at Padstow. And I want to let you know, how many officers do you know that have been making 30 to 40 sales a month, year in, year out, for not 1 decade, not 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades? So the first thing I want to do is my thoughts and my heart are with the family. Belinda, Todd, Dean, Joy, may your great father, husband, rest in peace. That man, I owe a lot of my real estate trajectory to this man. This man, my friends, was the man that in his first day in the job there, as a 20-year-old guy, said, Tom, listen, you're going to sit in this chair and you're going to make phone calls from 8:30 to 12:30 to the following people. You're going to be calling people who are looking to buy. You're going to be calling our current vendors, and you're going to be calling future vendors. You do nothing else. You just sit in this chair and you call. And you know what the great man did? The great man bought me a mobile phone before they even existed, a Uniden. And he said to me, I'm giving you no excuse, wherever you are, but to be making phone calls. He was also the man that taught me how to qualify. He taught me in the first week of real estate, my friends, this. He taught me this. When you ask a buyer about a home, there are 2 things you've got to establish. Do they want to buy a home? And when? Straight out, he said. Don't fluff around. You don't want to be a taxi driver. And then as time went by, I polished my language a bit. I actually said, Mr. Buyer, if we found you the perfect home today, would there be any reason why you couldn't put a deposit on it today? So I learned from an early age to actually work with Class A buyers. And he was the one that invented, have a list of your hottest buyers. He was also the one that taught me about databasing. He made me go to a newsagent and I bought 2 boxes. One was sellers, one was buyers. And I divided them up as hot, medium, cold. Buyers, hot, medium, cold, sellers. He taught me those basics. And in addition to that, my friends, he also taught me a very important concept. And he said, remember this, Tom, you've got to give offers to vendors, because low offers, they're going to blame the market. No offers, they're going to blame the agent. Get offers. It's the fastest way you can get them from winning the lotto to getting realistic. I have to say to you, if John Owsnett delivered a talk at ARIC in 2021, his information that he gave me in 1988, 89 would be extremely relevant. Maybe it wouldn't have the Facebook in it. Maybe it wouldn't have the artificial intelligence. Maybe it wouldn't have the digital listing kits. I'm looking at people coming on here. The condolences are coming on, and they're coming on from his competitors here, my friends. Tim Mudden, a competitor in that area. Stuart Zullo, a fellow professionals agent. George Agostino, good to see you again. You were aware of who the great man was. Peter Cambunius, always a double page in the EAC multi-list. Do you understand? We're talking about the best of the best. Do you understand when everyone else was selling 5 and 10 properties a month? This office was churning them out. I couldn't believe it. I was a 20-year-old kid there, and I was making 8 sales a month. Every month, 8 sales as a 20-year-old. Guys and girls, my condolences, says John Yatman. My condolences. Look at this. They're all coming in, my friends. That's how we learnt the business, Bill Aslanidis says. And then we've got here Tim Mudden, very sad to hear. Lucas Pratt, another great agent there. Rest in peace, John Owsnett. You see, Craig Ponty, one of the great real estate agents of Australia, a legend himself, also knew the man. Guys and girls, I've got to say to you, he was also the man that taught me very early. He said, listen, don't spend your money on flash cars. Go buy yourself a property. And he inspired me to go off and buy a property. And I remember it, one of my first properties I bought, a unit in the Canterbury Bankstown area. He said to me, metal rusts and goes down in value. Put your money in properties. One of the most incredible stories about John Owsnett, and this is a true story. It's going to sound like it's not, but it is true to the dot. Listen, a guy comes in with a gun. He's pointing a gun, and he's pointing the gun at John Owsnett's wife, Joy. And Joy rushes inside the back. And then I'm sitting, and I'm seeing a gun pointing at me, and I duck my head down like this. John Owsnett's on the phone, and he's talking to a buyer or a seller, I can't remember, but he's talking to a client, and he says to the client, listen, sorry, we're being held up. Let me get your number, and when this is all sorted out, I'll give you a ring back. That happened in front of my eyes. John Owsnett, true story, not exaggerated. This guy here was the ultimate salesman. The ultimate salesman. By the way, the guy did get busted. Had to go to court about 2 months later. John Owsnett, you taught me work ethic. You taught me how to qualify. You taught me that you should never destroy a vendor's dreams. You should give them hope, but you should straight away get proof points to show that their hope is in fact not in line with what the buyers are saying. John Owsnett, you also taught me that you shouldn't spend your time heading out to the pub drinking with your competitors because they might psychologically devastate you. He didn't believe in being buddies with everyone. He believed that we're in here, there's a war going on, there's X amount of properties that are being sold, and we've got to be psychologically focused, right? The one thing that I also can tell you about John Owsnett was he followed the St. George Dragons. It was one of his biggest passions. He loved the Dragons, my friends. But guys and girls, I want to just let you know, I wanted to make it public, and please do me a favor, press the share button, because he's not going to have a funeral. He's not going to have a funeral with 400 people. He's going to have a funeral with Joy, with Belinda, with Todd, with Dean. His great family man, amazing family man, great family man, stood solid from start to finish. And I'm pleased to let you know he's got to be simply very happy. Johnny, if you're looking up right now, if you're above and you're looking down, you've got to be proud. It's worked out. The 3 kids you've got are all in the business. They went off. I think they all did uni, but they all came back to the nest, and they've taken the real estate office, Chambers, Fleming, Padstow, the professionals, to even the next level. So, guys and girls, I thank you for tuning in and respecting one of the greats and one of the people that I'm going to say to you, the knowledge. And don't forget, as one of the few trainers that actually speaks and says, do this, it's because I've done it. And you know why I've done it? Because someone else before me that had walked my path had done it and showed me the right way. Except there was one thing. He didn't want the limelight. That's why none of you really know the guy, right? He wasn't on the stages. He wasn't doing the circuit at conferences. He was just putting his head down. And I tell you what, he made an absolute fortune. One of the few people that I know that kept on working for decades and decades after. But this guy here had amassed a fortune. He was in love with the business and he made his passion a paycheck. In addition to that, he was always, also, my friends, only a few years ago when I spoke to him, he had told me about he had this major operation. I think it was a lung transplant. He had a serious condition and he was gone. He was down and out, but he beat that. And tonight, John Owsnett, may you rest in peace.